All right, our top story, Allu Arjun's residence in Hyderabad was vandalized today by a group claiming to be from the Osmania University, demanding justice for the woman killed in the stampede at the premiere of Pushpa 2. Meanwhile, political leaders from both Congress and BRS are taking sides very quickly, with allegations and counter-claims over the involvement of key political figures. The situation has sparked a fierce debate about the film industry's role in Telangana politics.
The political fire over Pushpa 2 star Allu Arjun is exploding. Hours after the superstar's house was vandalized in Hyderabad, the BRS released this image of the main accused with Chief Minister Revanth Reddy, claiming that Reddy Srinivas is not an Osmania University student leader but a close aide of the Chief Minister.
It is really shocking that Revanth Reddy has chosen to talk in the assembly about the Allu Arjun issue. Why has Congress party taken this whole issue very personal? Why has it become a Congress party versus Allu Arjun?
As a counter, a Congress MLA posted a picture of the same accused with BRS leader K.T. Ramarao, but admitted that the accused did belong to the party.
He is an OU JS leader in 2009, that is fact. At the same time, he contested, even that is fact. Before this election, he was in BRS, that is also a fact. Now he is in Congress.
But presently he is a youth Congress leader.
No, he doesn't have any post in youth Congress. He is just a Karyakarta of Congress party.
The Telugu superstar's arrest and the attack on his house has the opposition gunning for the Revanth Reddy government.
The situation over here and the environment over here for film industry is so strong. Definitely we would like to condemn, and action will be taken according to law.
Why the Congress party, Revanth Reddy's government is witch hunting the film personalities? This kind of episode will really make the people scary about living in Telangana.
AIMIM leader Akbaruddin Owaisi triggered another storm as he gunned for Allu Arjun.
दो बच्चे स्टैम्पेड में आ गए, एक औरत मर गई, उसके बाद भी वहीं पर बैठकर पूरा पिक्चर देखकर उठकर जाते वक्त भी वो स्टैम्पेड को नहीं देखे, वो फिर गाड़ी में बैठ के ऐसा वेव कर लेते हुए गए. सर, इंसानियत कहां है बताइए?
A massive protest took place outside the house of Allu Arjun on Sunday, with a large group of people claiming to be students of Osmania University barging into his Hyderabad residence. The protesters also threw tomatoes, broke flower pots inside the house and raised slogans of "We want justice." 6 people were arrested. All were granted bail on Monday by a local court.
మేము దేనికి రియాక్ట్ అవ్వకూడదు ప్రస్తుతం అవి చూసి, బట్ పోలీసులు వచ్చారు, వారిని తీసుకెళ్లారు, కేసు పెట్టారు. ఇవన్నీ ఇక్కడికి ఎవరైనా గొడవ చేయడానికి వస్తే పోలీసులు తీసుకువెళ్ళిపోవడం రెడీగానే ఉన్నారు. కనుక ఇటువంటి ఎవరు ఎంకరేజ్ చేయకూడదు.
The wildfire over the stampede that killed Revati and turned her 9-year-old son Shritej into a vegetative state continues to rage on. Bureau Report, India Today.
Meanwhile, the Hyderabad police have released a CCTV video from Sandhya Theatre showing Telugu actor Allu Arjun and his team leaving the premises under tight security following the stampede. The footage released by the Hyderabad police shows the actor being escorted out of the theatre by cops despite his assertion that they did not approach him.
The controversy surrounding Pushpa 2 premiere stampede outside a cinema hall in Hyderabad on December 4 shows no signs of dying down. While superstar Allu Arjun repeatedly claims his innocence, the Telangana government continues to blame the actor for the mishap which led to the death of a woman and left her 8-year-old son critically injured. The Hyderabad Police Commissioner shared CCTV footage from Sandhya Theatre, which shows Allu Arjun and his team exiting the premises under tight police security after the stampede broke out. As per the timeline released by the Hyderabad police, around 9:10 p.m. on December 4, Revati and her family arrived at Sandhya Theatre for the premiere of Pushpa 2. At around 9:30 p.m, Allu Arjun, after crossing Mushirabad metro station, kicked off a roadshow and waved to the crowd, which as per the police was already unruly. At around 9:40 p.m, Allu Arjun and his family entered the theatre in different cars. The situation had already escalated by then. Around 11:30 p.m, the police reached out to Allu Arjun, informing him about the fatality outside. Police claimed the actor insisted on watching the entire film. At 11:45 p.m, senior officers and the SHO of Chikkadpalli asked the actor to leave the theatre because of the situation outside. At around 12:10 a.m. on December 5, Allu Arjun and his family were escorted out of the theatre by the police. The police claimed the actor waved to the crowd outside the theatre as he left the venue. Allu Arjun had earlier claimed the police did not approach him at the theatre or ask him to leave.
There is also information that I've been very irresponsible going to the theatre without any permission, which is not true at all. The theatre has sought permission and I've been there, and right in front of my eyes there's police people who are clearing the way, so I was going by their direction. In fact, if there's no permission, they'll tell us that, sir, we don't have permission, please return back, and I'm a law-abiding citizen and I would have followed that. So nothing of that information was given to me.
The police also questioned the role of the actor's personal security guards.
जो भी VIP है, अगर उनके बाउंसर्स का व्यवहार जो है, का बिहेवियर जो है, वो उनकी जिम्मेदारी है, वो VIP की जिम्मेदारी है. वाइकेरियस लायबिलिटी जो है, वो VIP पर ही आएगा.
The stampede in Hyderabad has put the spotlight on fan frenzy over big budget films featuring superstars.
Telangana Police and the Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy making a strong statement saying that rules have to be followed and that rule breakers will not be exempted, be it a common man or a celebrity. With video journalist Damodar at Hyderabad, Apurva Jayachandran, India Today.
Meanwhile, politics has erupted over the exclusion of Delhi's tableau from the Republic Day parade. Aam Aadmi Party Chief Arvind Kejriwal criticized the Modi government, accusing it of bias against the state. The Delhi BJP chief Virendra Sachdeva hit back, questioning what the AAP government could showcase in its tableau, accusing Kejriwal of ruining the national capital over the last decade. In midst of the controversy, sources reveal that the Ministry of Defence dismissed allegations of bias, stating that Delhi's tableau did not meet the selection criteria. It clarified that the selection process is based on creative, thematic and logistical merit and remains fair and transparent. The ministry also noted that 15 states and union territories participate in rotation every 3 years, with Punjab and AAP-ruled state included this year.
केजरीवाल क्या दिखाना चाहते हैं दिल्ली की राजधानी में? सड़कें टूटी हुई हैं या उसका मॉडल बनवाएंगे कि कैसे सीवर ओवरफ्लो से और एक मानसून की वर्षा से 60 बच्चे डूब के मर गए, वो दिखाएंगे? या लोग जो आज पैसे दे देकर पानी खरीद के पीते हैं दिल्ली में, उसका टैब्लो दिखाएंगे? या जिस यमुना में डुबकी मारने की बात पिछले अरविंद केजरीवाल 10 साल से कर रहे हैं, अगर आंखों में शर्म है तो दिखाएं यमुना की टैब्लो कि क्या तुमने उस पर भ्रष्टाचार किया है। दिल्ली में अरविंद केजरीवाल तुमने विकास का एक काम नहीं किया, तुमने सिर्फ झूठ बोला है।
अरे भाई, दिल्ली के आरडी परेड 26 जनवरी पे मैक्सिमम परेड जीतती है दिल्ली की पुलिस। हर साल दिल्ली की पुलिस की झांकी होती है। क्या दिल्ली की पुलिस को अरविंद केजरीवाल दिल्ली के नहीं समझते? क्या है कि अब अरविंद केजरीवाल की देखने की शक्ति खत्म हो गई है। हार का ऐसा दबाव है कि उनको इस समय मानसिक संतुलन खो चुके हैं वो। इसलिए मैं समझता हूं ये अपने मानसिक दिवालियेपन का एक और परिचय दिए हैं अरविंद केजरीवाल।
Meanwhile, renowned poet Kumar Vishwas sparked fresh controversy. In an event, he took an unsavory dig at actor-politician Shatrughan Sinha and his daughter. Kumar Vishwas seemingly hit out at Shatrughan Sinha, referencing Sonakshi's interfaith marriage. Vishwas said, and I quote, "Your house is named Ramayana, but someone else may take away your Lakshmi." For context, Shatrughan Sinha's house is named Ramayana, and Sonakshi recently had an interfaith marriage with actor Zahir Iqbal. Meanwhile, Congress netas came down heavily on Kumar Vishwas for his controversial remark. The party said that Kumar Vishwas' lewd comments expose his narrow thinking. Supriya Shrinate asked Vishwas to apologize to Sonakshi and Shatrughan Sinha.
बच्चों को नाम याद कराइए सीता जी की बहनों के, भगवान राम के भाइयों के। एक संकेत दे रहा हूं, जो समझ जाए उनकी तालियां उठें। अपने बच्चों को रामायण सुनवाइए, गीता पढ़वाइए, अन्यथा ऐसा ना हो कि आपके घर का नाम तो रामायण हो और आपके घर की श्री लक्ष्मी को कोई और उठा के ले जाए, तब पढ़ रहा।
ये बात कुछ ऐसी है जो व्यक्तिगत बात मानी जा सकती है और व्यक्तिगत बातों में हस्तक्षेप नहीं करना चाहिए। शत्रुघ्न सिंह या उनके परिवार ने इंटर रिलीजन शादी किया है, सो बात नहीं है। अनेकों ऐसी बातें हो रही है जो इंटर रिलीजन, इंटर कास्ट मैरिज हो रहा है, उसमें बहुत हस्तक्षेप नहीं करना चाहिए। इसलिए जो भी बातें उठ रही है हमको जानकारी नहीं है, लेकिन आपने कहा, इस पर मैं अपना रिएक्शन दे रहा हूं कि अगर इस पर कोई बोलते हैं तो फालतू बात बोलते हैं।
All right, let's quickly move on to Bengaluru, Karnataka. A devastating road accident near Bengaluru on December 21st claimed 6 lives, all from the same family. A truck carrying aluminium pillars veered off course and overturned onto an oncoming car. The tragic accident has sparked debate on road safety.
Family of 6 killed in a tragic road accident. Traveling at a high speed, a truck veered off course, crossed the median and overturned onto a SUV. The truck carrying aluminium pillars was going to Bengaluru when the driver lost control of the vehicle while attempting to avoid a collision with another vehicle ahead, which had apparently slowed down suddenly.
This was the exact truck, as you can see, and you can also gauge the kind of impact that this accident has had. The front of this lorry has completely been smashed. In fact, including the steering that's been completely out of shape. You can also spot the inner parts of this truck, as you can just imagine the impact of the fall.
The impact of the chilling crash was catastrophic, leaving the car completely mangled, killing an IT company's CEO and 5 of his family members.
Every single part of this car has been brought out because of the catastrophic accident that took place. You can also take a look at that seats, the debris, the dirt. It's just completely bone chilling to even imagine the plight of that people who were seated inside this car.
The family had recently bought the SUV. The accident has sparked a conversation about road safety. With Anaga Keshav in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, let's get you more. The GST Council's meeting in Jaisalmer led to Nirmala Sitharaman sparking a meme fest with a decision to tax popcorn in 3 slabs, 5 to 18%, triggering a social media uproar. Here's more on the popcorn tax.
A 2-day meeting of the high-powered GST Council in Jaisalmer, attended by nearly all state finance ministers and headed by Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. Several important decisions were taken at the meet, but what ended up hitting headlines, particularly in social media, was the decision to take the humble popcorn in 3 slabs, from 5% to 18%. Social media erupted with memes and humorous responses. With users joking about everything from tax slabs for drinking water to wondering how the various popcorn mixes will be taxed. The chatter in social media was such that even the finance minister took cognizance of the issue.
From the morning, there's a lot of speculation in the media. And as a result, there's a lot of speculation in the social media. अरे पॉपकॉर्न के ऊपर भी डाल रहे हैं टैक्स। मैं मीडिया से हाथ जोड़कर रिक्वेस्ट करती हूं, ये पूरे प्रेस मीट हम करते हैं हर जीएसटी काउंसिल के बाद। टैक्स ऐसे विषय है जिसमें बहुत लेयर्स होता है, कोई आंख बंद करके टैक्स लगाते भी नहीं है और आंख बंद करके हटाते भी नहीं है।
Another issue which caught the fancy of social media users was the increase in GST rate on sale of used cars. Social media pages exploded with angst over what everyone thought was injustice by the GST Council. There were reports that the council had decided to impose a tax on sale of used vehicles. Ultimately, it emerged that the tax was only for transactions between businesses and not individuals.
नया व्हीकल्स ईवी खरीदने में 5% है। Am I right? 5%। पुराने ईवी व्हीकल्स खरीदने का विषय ही आया है। We want to promote EV. GST Council is in favor of EV. Nobody is stopping people from buying EV. मगर used EV खरीदने के समय एक व्यक्ति दूसरे व्यक्ति को सेल करेगा तो कोई नहीं है उसमें। The same thing as 5%. No GST. Sorry.
With the council deferring decisions on lowering the tax on life and health insurance premiums, as well as levying tax on food delivery by app-based platforms, there have been some on social media who have criticized the council for making popcorn the headline decision in the meet. Bureau Report, Business Today Television.
All right, the latest news break filtering in. The External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, will visit the United States of America from 24th to the 29th of December. During his visit, Jaishankar will engage with his counterparts to discuss critical bilateral, regional and global issues. The discussions are expected to focus on strengthening India-US ties, addressing global challenges and exploring avenues of deeper cooperation in several areas. I want to quickly cut across to our Foreign Affairs editor, Geeta Mohan, joining us from the studio. Geeta, what more can you add on the importance of this visit and especially the timing of it?
Well, Preeti, a very significant visit because, again, like you said, it's the timing that really matters. It's in December. 20 January is when the Trump team takes over. Trump will take over as president. And so it is not just meeting with the current dispensation. He is going to meet with the officials, consul generals, Indian consul generals and the ambassador, of course, in the United States of America to engage with Trump 2.0. That's the real idea, to get a few lawmakers, speak to them, get an understanding of what is it that they're looking at, because it is better to be ahead of the curve rather than to be behind. So this is a forward-looking visit of External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar, and he will be ensuring that he not only engages the current administration but also the one that's going to take over on the 20th of January.
All right, Geeta, appreciate you joining us for that quick update. Meanwhile, Trump 2.0 administration is taking shape in the United States. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has nominated another Indian origin leader into his administration. Indian-American entrepreneur Sriram Krishnan has been nominated as the senior White House policy advisor for AI, artificial intelligence. Sriram Krishnan will work closely with David Sachs, the White House AI and crypto czar, to shape the AI policy for Donald Trump. Trump has also shut down rumors about his loyalist Elon Musk becoming U.S. president. Donald Trump said that Elon Musk cannot become president as he was not born in the United States. According to the U.S. Constitution, a person has to be a naturalized American citizen to become the president, and Elon Musk was born in South Africa.
No, he's not going to be president, that I can tell you. And I'm safe. You know why? He can't be. He wasn't born in this country. But the fake news knows that. No, he's a great guy, and we want to have him.
All right, welcome back onto our fact check segment where we bust fake news. There's a claim suggesting a Hindu girl was thrashed in Bangladesh for not wearing hijab. The fact check on that: this incident is from September. Transgender was thrashed by extremists, nothing to do with a Hindu girl being thrashed in Bangladesh by extremists. Fake news.